Okay, folks, welcome to another Mikey Life program. It is all right. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the mic issue there. Yes, so as I was saying, it's always a pleasure to be on the program talking about what's making the news here in Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Caribbean. Of course, this is news discussed, not told. We do not have a horse in the race, and so we try our best to be as fair, as balanced, as transparent, as timely, as relevant as possible. Yeah, and so whatever we do, it is in your interest. Yeah, man. We work throughout the day to make sure that when we come, we satisfy you with the good, the bad, and the Mikey. Now, if it is that you're listening or viewing the program for the first time, we'd like to say thank you for so doing. Folks, let's take a look and see what's making the headlines for tonight. Now, WASA is the institute system shutdown of one of its main sources, distribution sites for water. We're going to tell you more about that in a moment. The government negotiating team and teachers union, they say, to hold further cordial wage talks on the port workers to be compensated. We'll talk about that in a moment. And Prime Minister commends healthcare workers for ongoing sacrifices and charges laid in latest drug bust. 18 Venezuelans caught sneaking into TNT. We'll tell you about that. And British police find 39 bodies in a truck container. The driver has been arrested. So we have that and more to tell you about. So brace yourself, get yourself some popcorn and some Coke or something like that. Relax. And let's have a good time on the program. I have a very inspirational video for you tonight. Tonight it's going to be like a light. Almost like if it's Friday. You understand? I want to make it light. Alright? So, yeah, I don't want to stay long tonight. You know, when I say that, it plays smash up. You know, the whole hour and 2 hours, you just go when we say it's going to be short. Anyway, folks, I'd like to again welcome you to another Mikey Life program. We're taking a break and come right back. And you see, when we come back, you're going to be real news in all you Lily Lolo. We want to let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of WPG10, that is channels 10 and 11 on cable. We'll be back.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Once again, the countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Quartz today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Grenada, this one will have you rolling.
I'm breaking up with you. It's over.
The first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show featuring live from Nigeria comedy sensation Emanuela, Success, and the Mark Angel comedy crew.
I've sent the date. See you when I come.
Set the date. Mark the day. Saturday, December 14th. Grenada National Stadium. Get your early bird ticket. Kids on the 16th, $30. Adults, $50. Kids on the 16th. VIP tickets, $80. Adults, $150. Get your tickets online at GoToFet, TicketPal, and your regular ticket outlets. Grenada, this one will have you rolling. You, yes you, we welcome you to a new era. Genesis. 31st December 2019, All Year's Night, featuring the headline band from Antigua, the original Burning Flames. Burning Flames. burning flame, plus more. Live at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Get your early bird tickets. 80 EC. Couples early bird tickets. 150 EC. Online at gotofab.com and your regular ticket outlets for a new era. Genesis. You. Yes, you.
Sunday, November 3rd.
Santa Claus will be at the National Stadium as Megaforce Promotions presents Christmas in November.
The Mega Bingo.
Imagine you can win up to $100,000 in raw cash. There'll be 18 games at $5,000 each and one game at $10,000. Tickets are $60 for one, $100 for two.
This year, Christmas is coming early.
As Megaforce Promotions present Christmas in November, the Mega Bingo.
Are you ready to win?
Are you ready to win? Yeah, man. All right, and we are happy to be associated with that particular event. Now, Grenada Under 14 Girls National Football Team is to participate in the CFU Girls Under 14 Challenge Series, so says my colleagues at WFM. It's going to be held in Trinidad at the Atto Bolden Stadium, and that's going to be from October 25th to the 29th. Now, the GFA has already selected an 18-member squad. All right, Serena Mitchell, Rafaela Williams, Famaya Kador, Chanel Thomas, Angelia Chase, Christina Klein, Javel Alexander, Sarah Dowden, Hadia Frederick, Jovi Strawn, Tessa Jones, and Reese Jones, and as well as Amelia Bob, Delisha Francois, Soraya Walker, Anaya John, Chanel Britton, and Janisha Harford. All right, and congratulations to the selected persons. All right, we are moving on. But by the way, Grenada is in Group 5, which also includes Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, and Cuba. All right, I think they were supposed to be leaving today. All right, good. Olio, Nawasa is about to do some work, and so as a result, a lot of persons will be affected. All right, and so we need to tell you about this right now. Now, the National Water and Sewage Authority, Nawasa, advises the general public that it will institute a system shutdown at the Annandale Water Treatment Plant on Thursday, October 24th, 2019, in an effort to address the current water challenges. Now, the Annandale Water Treatment Plant is Nawasa's largest water treatment facility, producing on average 2.5 million gallons of water per day. Now, the system serves on average 57,000 customers stretched from Annandale through to Point Salines. Now, the treatment plant is supplied by 3 transmission lines from the dam. Now, on Thursday, October 17, 2019, Nawasa's distribution network from the Annandale Dam to the treatment plant was severely damaged during the rainfall event. Now, it is the first time in the history of the plant's existence that all 3 treatment lines that supply the plant were rendered inoperable at the same time. Now, 2 of the lines were broken away and transported down the river. The third, while not dislodged, was broken by debris. Now, according to Nawasa, on Thursday, October 17th and Friday, October 18, 2019, teams responded but were unable to effect any significant repairs due to the condition of the river. Now, on Saturday, October 19, 2019, one of the dislodged lines were repaired and it was restored to service, and the other dislodged lines was repaired and restored to service on Sunday, October 20th. Now, these two transmission mains are only able to supply the plant with 75% of its production capacity. According to the NAWASA, this is the main reason for the interruption in supply during the course of this week. Now, the third transmission line, which is blocked, must be restored to enable the plant to get back to normal production and provide persons with a regular supply. Now, to unblock this line, it requires the dam to be emptied to address the problem from that end. Now, in this regard, the Annandale Dam will be drained on Thursday, October 24th, 2019, weather permitting. So, if the weather permits, right? So, consumers in low-lying communities such as Annandale through to Tempe may experience low water pressure from 8 a.m. on Thursday, October 24th to 12 midnight on Friday, October 25th. However, consumers served by the Woburn distribution system, serving Woburn through to the entire south of the island, will have their supply interrupted. Now, NAWASA advises all consumers, domestic and commercial, to ensure that your storage facilities are filled to last a minimum of 3 days. Now, storage must reflect 35 gallons of water per person per day. The team will be working to have supply back to normal for the weekend. Now, the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, say that they want to apologize to all affected consumers for the inconveniences caused, and would like to thank consumers for your patience as they work towards the delivery of a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply. And so that is the important notice that NAWASA has. Remember that many people will be affected by this. So those say already hear, those say already know. All right, guys, good. Now we are moving on. By so them men and them walk by what? Them men and them walk. They walk in the dark, you know. They walk like owls and thing, you know. I wonder how the men and them seem to do that, you know. Anyway, the government negotiating team, the GNT, and the Grenada Union of Teachers are scheduled to hold another round of discussion. I believe that's going to be happening tomorrow. Now, this decision came after the parties held talks yesterday to discuss wage increases for teachers for the contract cycle 2020 to 2022. Negotiations were said, according to the government, to be cordial, and there was movement from both sides with respect to the demand being made by the union and the offer presented by the government's negotiating team. Now, the negotiating parties are said to have exercised flexibility and demonstrated a willingness to reach a settlement at the earliest opportunity. All right, good. All you, the port workers and them, well, they may be breathing a sigh of relief after they downed the tools yesterday in protest. They say they wanted to have a meeting with the union relating to outstanding matters. They're asking for their benefits that was being owed to them. You understand? And they gave the Ministry of Finance, by extension the government, until midday today to give them a response. And based on that, they will know what they're doing. But I'm hearing to the grapevine that November 15, they will get the monies that has been owed to them. You understand? So they have come to some sort of arrangement according to reports. Say the deadline was today, and they get the word that they wanted. So the story might end, the wire might bend, and everything like that. Oh yeah. How are we looking for time? Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has commended workers in the healthcare sector for their ongoing sacrifices. You understand? Although that's why here, I think I have a I had pick up a nice little picture on that one for all you. Yes, man, they had a little ting, you know what I mean? Yes, sir, look at us here, we're looking pretty. You understand? Now, engaging with workers Monday afternoon in a meeting at the General Hospital that lasted about 2.5 hours, Dr. Mitchell applauded the General level of care delivered by the health professionals and acknowledge the personal sacrifices made by many. Now, the Prime Minister called on the workers to be their brother's keeper and called out colleagues who contribute to the negative public perception of the healthcare in Grenada. He says, quote, "We have a lot of honest, hard-working people, but we also have some characters, and if we don't take them to task, we will have a serious problem. The persons responsible for managing the system must take some firm decisions. Leadership is not about being popular. Some decisions will negatively affect people, but if they are in the best interest of the majority, then they are the right decisions." Unquote. Now, Dr. Mitchell also cited the need for a change in the management structure of the healthcare sector. He said that, quote, "It is clear that the management system must be changed. When there are problems, the first place to look is at the top. As Prime Minister and head of government, when something goes wrong, I look at myself first. Persons have a tendency to blame everyone else. We will not make improvements if we do not look at ourselves critically and consider what more can be done to make the situation better. It's not always about working harder. Sometimes it's about using a different approach." Unquote. Now, the attrition of healthcare workers, the attrition of the healthcare workers is one of the biggest problems facing the sector. It is estimated that about 45 persons have left the system since July of 2018. Jano. Now, they're saying that the workers who are present have several recommendations on how to stem the departure of their colleagues, including increased remuneration, extending the contract period, upgrading equipment, and improving working conditions. Well, hello. You understand? So it seems like we're going somewhere. You understand, all you? So, I mean, discussions is a step in the right direction. All right, so following the talks, let's see some action. All right, let's take with time and see what's going on. Good. All you, we are moving on. And so the next thing that we want to tell all you about, boy, charges laid in the latest drug bust. Yeah, some Vinci and them. 3 men will appear at the Sotes Magistrates Court Thursday, that's tomorrow, having been charged in connection with the seizure of 406 pounds of cannabis. That's a lot, boy. Kamara Lamkin, 39 years, and Kiba Umoro Foy, alias Plaza, 39 years, both citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Rollin Baker, 42-year-old of Montreat St. Patrick, have been jointly charged with trafficking in a controlled drug and conspiracy to trafficking in a controlled drug. Now, an additional charge of importing a controlled drug was laid against Kamara Lamkin and Kiba Omoro Foy. Meanwhile, Tahiria James, 21 years, unemployed, of Riverside St. Patrick, and Kenneth McNeil Frederick, 33 years, auto body repairman of Salisbury Road, St. Andrew, have been jointly charged with trafficking in a controlled drug following the confiscation of half kilo of cocaine. Now, they will appear at the St. George's Magistrates Court tomorrow, Thursday, 24th October 2019. All right, Olio, how are we looking for time? I don't really like the picture that I'm about to show you, but I mean, it's news, and news is not really about what you like. But Olio, they caught some Venezuelans, boy, Trinidad, trying to, yeah, I don't really like that picture, seriously, you know what I mean? 18 Venezuelan nationals, including 3 children, were detained by police trying to enter the country illegally by boat in the carnage early this morning. They were held near the Smith Hill area in Carnage at around 5:35 a.m. They say that officers of the Western Division intercepted the vessel and detained the migrants. The 9 males seen in a WhatsApp video circulating were made to lie on the ground on the stomach while the 6 women and 3 children stood nearby. Police have since called immigration officials who are expected to question the Venezuelan nationals. You understand? And they say they are expected to be deported soon. Yeah, boy. I feel it, you know, for people who go through this treacherous journey, all in search of a better life, some way of survival. And it ends in this way. These people are risking their lives every day so that they could eat, so that they could survive. How many of them died within the past 6 months? And yet they are willing to take that risk so that they can find a better life for themselves and their children. And at the end of the day, this is what they are faced with: humiliation, detention, deportation. And yet we have people here who complain about this and complain about that. Y'all have to count on a blessing. You see, if I was God, when I give people blessing on him, and they want to play the wrenching and looking at the neighbor and wishing for more, I'm taking everything. I'm taking everything. You understand? Y'all have to realize how blessed all is in this country. There are some people, for political reasons, there's nothing good they could see happening in Grenada. Everything's like ray. You understand? Look at what's happening to us. Just the other day, Venezuela was on par, almost in many respects, with the US. Today, look at what's going on. Man, battering with cigarettes to get gas. Then people risking their lives so that they could go and eat a little food in another country. And we hear is a set of ray. What is NMP and NC? I don't care. All the dirty mouthing on the opposing party every day, failing to accept or to see a little good. Not because you oppose a political party also means that everything that they do is negative, whether NMP or NSC. Seriously, I don't care. You understand? Bottom line is you must accept and appreciate the blessings that we have. You understand? Look at the picture. Look at it. You understand? Look at it. One of the most oil-rich nations in the world. Look at what the country is being represented by through the media. And rightfully so, because the situation there is dread. It's grim. You understand? My point to you tonight is learn to appreciate what you have, as small as it is. Because there are other people, they could only dream of having these things. You know, there's a song that says, you know, while you're complaining and thinking about what shoes you're going to wear or what clothes you're going to put on, another man is standing waiting for you to move from the spot that you stand so that they can make the bed right there. Learn to appreciate the blessings that God gives you. We're moving on. How are we looking for time? All year. And while we are in Venezuela, I just wanna talk about our little business for a moment here. Another representation. Look at it on your screen. You understand? Of a country that was once on par, in my humble opinion. Natural resources. You know, with the US. Look at it. Motorists in Venezuela have long enjoyed the world's cheapest gasoline, with fuels so heavily subsidized that a full tank these days costs a tiny fraction of a US penny. But the economy is in such shambles that drivers are now paying for full-ups with a little food, a candy bar, or just a cigarette. I don't read him, no. Me don't read him, no. I don't want to humiliate nobody. I'm just saying what the realities are. You understand? We're moving on. We're moving on. Big up to all those who supported the party, Trudeau, in Canada, all the win. Anyway, let's leave that talk there. The next thing that I would like to share with you, boy, is British police. They had a work cut out for them, boy. You know what I mean? When I tell you cut out, it well cut out. They found the bodies of 39 people inside a truck, believed to have come from Bulgaria, at an industrial estate near London. They say that they have arrested the driver on suspicion of murder. They say it's 38 adults and one teenager. The discovery was made in the early hours after emergency services were alerted to people in a truck container. I heard Boris Johnson talking about it this morning. You know, they say it's a tragedy, man. And so they are investigating what's really up with this. You understand? Yeah, boy. You're telling me. All you see me? Let me make things a little lighter tonight. You understand? Yeah, I want to make it a little lighter. So, according to Eyewitness News, that man on his screen, he's from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The man has 17 children in a dog. 17 children. He's 55 years old. He's a father of 17. And the youngest is 9 years old. Now, he has been given until December 20th to pay the court $5,660 to avoid a 1-year jail term for marijuana possession. His name, Kenroy Richardson. He was brought before the magistrate on Friday, where he pleaded guilty to a charge that on the 17th of October, he had in his possession 5,140 grams, which is about 11.33 pounds of marijuana. According to the facts presented to the court, officers from the Rapid Response Unit were on mobile patrol at Paget Farm, Beckway. Upon reaching Adams Bay, Corporal Simon noticed a red and black boat with 2 occupants speeding towards the shore. The driver anchored the police vehicle in a secluded area, and the officers kept the vessel under surveillance. Richardson got off the boat into the water and made his way to land, then began running. Simon ordered Richardson to stop, but instead of doing so, he dropped a bag and continued running. They say some of the police officers retrieved the bag while others gave chase and caught up with Richardson. A search of the bag revealed plant-like material resembling cannabis. The bag also contained 25 sheets of bamboo wrapping paper and 39 packs of cigarettes. Richardson also had with him a wallet containing $815.25. The monies were made up of 4 $100 bills and $50 bill, one $50 bill, 18 blah 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 blah. When cautioned, Richardson told the police, "Court officer may pay a man to bring me from Chateau," unquote. In mitigation, Richardson told the court that he has a son who, at 17 years, makes a lot of trouble. He said his son wants an engine and a guy hold him, Richardson, to bring something for it. He says, quote, "I am asking compassion please, is not an everyday thing. I sell fruits, Richardson told the court. On hearing the man speak, the chief magistrate said that he's detecting that he has a Bajan accent. And, he admitted that he is Bajan, but migrated to St. Vincent since 1986. All right, commenting on the number of children the man has, the magistrate said, quote, "The Lord says, be fruitful and multiply, unquote. Nah, really, Richardson responded. It's just Minatia, Richardson responded, resulting in light laughter in the court. In sentencing the man, the chief magistrate said that she had taken into account, among other things, his age, the fact that he is the primary caregiver for his children, and his early guilty plea. They say Brown said Richardson seemed to have engaged in his actions because of pressure, adding that she saw no aggravating features in the case. All right, now the magistrate further ordered that the drugs be destroyed and the $815.25 be confiscated. I would like to know what they're doing with that money, but anyway, let's leave that talk there. Yeah, so the man have 17 children. Would you believe that? Right, how are we looking for time? There are a few things that I would like to share with you tonight. Something of a very inspirational nature. And there's one thing that I want to share before I take the break and go to my inspiration. I may go to the inspiration before I take the break, one of the two. But here's this, right? There's something very interesting happening with the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, which speaks to the free movement of people. You see, it may sound technical, but these things you need to know about, because the outcome of this case may just affect you and your ability to move freely. Now, the Caribbean Court of Justice on Tuesday began hearing arguments in a historic case brought before it to advise on whether it is lawful for individual countries of the Regional Trade and Integration Bloc, CARICOM, to refuse to accept certain workers or certain category of workers. Now, as I said earlier, these are things that you have to keep your eye on, because it may just affect you.
The question of free movement has long been a contentious one in the 15-nation Caribbean community, CARICOM. The heads of government have twice agreed to grant countries an opt-out to say that they will not accept certain categories of workers, the latest being Antigua and St. Kitts, who have opted out of a decision to allow the free movement of agriculture workers and security guards. The two countries were granted a 5-year waiver. Now, CARICOM wants to know if its decisions to grant opt-outs is legal under the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, the legal instrument which governs how CARICOM functions. It has asked the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ, to decide. A contentious question that the CCJ has also been asked to decide on is whether the countries which are granted an opt-out automatically deny the citizens of their countries the right to move and work and benefit from the very decisions. In arguments before the CCJ on Tuesday, Dr. Vanessa Moe, the Crown Solicitor at the island's Minister of Legal Affairs, said that Antigua, a less developed state within CARICOM, requested an opt-out because of socio-economic reasons, and she went further in stating that Antigua did not expect to have its nationals who are agri-workers and security guards to have the right, therefore, to travel and work freely in other member states.
A member state who opts out from a decision cannot reasonably expect its national to receive the benefits from another member state in respect of the decision that it had opted out from.
So the official position of Antigua and Barbuda is that they are content for the 5 years not to receive agricultural workers and security guards, nor to have any of their nationals seek employment as agricultural workers and laborers, or have a right to seek that employment in other states.
That's indeed the position, Your Honor.
However, while Antigua seemed to have decided that since it will not accept agriculture workers and security guards, these categories of workers in its own country will not have the right to travel freely and work, other arguments for the day strongly disagreed. Grenada argued that while Antigua and St. Kitts have opted out, it did not mean that other states should not accept their agriculture workers and security guards, unless the other states also seek an opt-out.
If the conference simply says you're permitted to opt out for a period of 5 years, what does that import?
That imports that the member state that has opted out is not subject to the obligations that the decision created.
So then that member state that has opted out, their nationals have a right to go to other states, is that it?
Yes.
I see. So it's a non-reciprocal basis. That's the default position.
I would think that's the default position, because the other member states have not opted out of that particular obligation.
St. Kitts agreed and argued that while it opted out of the decision to accept agriculture workers and security guards, it does not mean that its agriculture workers and security guards should be denied the right to work in other CARICOM states.
Looking at that, it has to be clear what you are opting out of. It must be very clear what you're opting out of. And from what we have seen, what I have seen, there is no indication of an opting out where any state has said, come on record as saying, we have opted out and we therefore believe that our nationals should not be able to benefit. So in my respectful opinion, it has to be very clear what a state is opting out from. If all that is stated is, look, we do not want to welcome these nationals at this specific time, we cannot make the leap to say from that statement that a state is also saying, my nationals cannot go.
The University of the West Indies, Cave Hill campus, was given the role of amicus curiae, or friend of the court, and also agreed that the opt-out provision is not reciprocal.
As we are coming closer and closer together, and each conference decision or decision of other community organ builds and strengthens CARICOM obligations, if we allow those obligations to be filtered through all sorts of reciprocal, I will not give you this, I will not give you that, that what happens is the strength of unity becomes eroded in a whole variety of obligations.
The hearings will continue before the CCJ on Wednesday. It was last December that CARICOM agreed that agriculture workers and security guards should be facilitated with free movement administratively by December 2019 and implemented legislatively by July next year. For the newsroom, Neil Marks reporting.
Yeah, I think that's a very important piece right there that I wanted to share with you. So we usually give you an entertainment piece, right? Tonight I want to give you something different. It's an inspirational piece. It's not by a Grenadian, but I think that the sentiments that's shared in this piece would serve us all well. All right, and I beg your indulgence while we share that with you. And then we will take a break, and then, well, you know how things go. Let me see if I can do that for you right now. Here it goes.
Yo, blessings to everybody out there, to all my kings and queens. Just real quick, I just want to just give my thoughts, you know. I don't mean to offend nobody, you know. Please don't take it personal. You know, this is just my testimony and my story. As I said before, you know, I hope that my story inspires you, not offends you. Man, I used to really feel some type of way about church people and church folk, as I call them, who are self-centered and judgmental. I have friends and people who, you know, they be like, you know, I don't want to go to church. I've had this happen. I've had church hurt, and you know what puzzles me the most? It's people who go to church every day. They claim to live the life of Jesus, of Yahweh. And they claim to be a Christian. They claim to be a man or woman of God. But what would be the first person to hurt you, be the first person to persecute you? I just, when I was going through a dark place in my life, I was so frustrated. And I did not understand, because I knew that God was real, but I couldn't see him through the church. See what I'm saying? I knew that God was real, but I didn't feel the love of God from the church. You know what I'm saying? And so when I say the church, I don't mean, the church that you go to or different people like that. I mean church folk. You know what I'm saying? People who go to church every day. People who profess to be, a woman or a man of God. And so listen, I went through some dark places in my life. And when I went through that, it was the people who I thought would love me the most leave me for dead. I'm talking about the people who were supposed to pray for me, who were supposed to hug me and hold my hand and tell me, that everything's going to be all right and give me a word from God, but they couldn't give it to me. I find it so ironic that the same people who tarry and call on Jesus, the same people who work, who go to Sunday school and go to church on Sunday, be the same people that'll talk about you behind your back. I'm talking about the people who supposed to love you. He said, love and kindness have I drawn thee. But you a demon. You see what I'm saying? I was told, listen, you a demon. Listen, those are spirits talking. But listen, don't you supposed to be able to speak to that and tell it to move? But listen, these same people couldn't do it for me. And so I understand if you have had church hurt. I understand if you've had people to do you wrong, the people that you least expect, the people that's supposed to pray for you and get you. I had people, one time I was in a situation, and I won't say no names, but I was far away from home. And this particular pastor who I was going through a place, I was dealing with my identity, trying to figure out, who I am. My hurt that I went through as a child. And this pastor threw me a couple dollars. She threw me probably like $40 and said, just leave. Until this day, she don't know if I'm alive, if I'm well, how I made it, how I survived, how I bounced back. I'm talking about church folk, y'all. Excuse me if it ain't you. But listen to me. And so I said, God, this can't be real. So I understand. When people be like, listen, this can't be real, man. This is not of God. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You get what I'm saying? And listen, and I don't hate against people, who choose not to, man. Rather watch it on TV or watch it on Facebook. Hey, I understand. And listen to me. I went through something else, and I had something traumatic happen. I almost lost my mind. And they kicked me out the church. You know what I'm saying? They didn't pray for me. They didn't check on me and say, well, listen, try to help me through it, try to see me through it. It was none of that. Listen, some of the most judgmental people, man, are in the church, and it's a shame before God because y'all are scandalizing who God really is. Because Jesus Christ was among the people that nobody wanted to be around. In today's layman terms, nobody want to be around a stripper. I used to strip. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be around somebody who's selling dope, who's selling drugs, who's doing different things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we can't hang around that. Oh, I can't be with them type of people. You know what I'm saying? I understand you ain't got to indulge or do what they do, but where your love at? I'm talking about God is omnipotent. If God can love me as a wretch undone, see, I found God outside of the church. I found God when nobody would love me. I found God when nobody would care for me. I found God when people judged me and talked about me like a dog. I found God when I was sleeping outside on the street and my mama wouldn't come get me. Listen, I found God when they were sending text messages, pray for Misha, but nobody came to pray for me. See, I didn't find God on my knees. I found God in my darkest hour. I found God when nobody was here for me. You hear what I say? I found God when I couldn't see my way. I found God when friends left me, when the coaches lied on me. I found God. You hear what I say? So I understand. Listen, don't get frustrated with people who claim to know God. Listen, you got to see, how do they love you? You want to know somebody really with God? Look at how they treat you. Look at how they treat people. You hear what I say? Listen, my uncle used to be strung out, and he was an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? He would drink every day. But you know what? I didn't care. I would go to the hood. I would go to the store. I would buy him what he want and get him some food and show him love. Because who am I to judge somebody? Huh? Listen, we all have fallen short of the glory of God. Who are we to put people in a position to not receive love from God? We are living vessels from God. We ought to be able to love people who are not like us. Because just maybe if you love this person, they just might believe there's a God. But too many people have went away from the true meaning of love, compassion. We got to be able to love our people. You hear what I say? Because we are all God's people. We got to be able to love people despite of people. We quit too soon. You quit soon as things get bad. They start doing drugs and y'all talk about them. Feel what I'm saying? Y'all don't go see, well, let me sit down and talk with her and see, you know what I'm saying, well, how she feel? Well, what she going through? Because things happen that make people get into certain situations. Let me tell you something. Not in a million years. I'm telling y'all something. I was raised with my mama and my father. And listen, we wasn't rich, but we wasn't broke either. You hear me? Not in a million years would I have thought I would have lived the life I live. Not in a million years I would have thought I had a sugar daddy. Not me. Jamisha Nicole McCray? No way. I wouldn't live like that. No way. I have a mother and father at home. You hear what I'm saying? But I didn't take that road. You hear what I say? And I never would have thought that, man. But you never know what will happen. But you know what everybody seen? Everybody seen me being gay. Everybody seen me loving women and talking to women and cutting my hair off. But they didn't see that I had sex with 9 family members. They didn't see that I was destroyed as a little girl. They didn't see out of 365 days I had to think of days I ain't have sex. You hear what I say? I was stripped. As they say, butt naked. The devil stripped me. I'm talking about I should have been pregnant. I ain't gonna tell the story yet though. But hey, listen, to be continued. But listen to me, I'm still standing. And listen, to those people who has been hurt by church people, I am from the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. But that is not God. Listen, you gotta learn how to don't put people in the box with God, okay? Because what they do ain't God. But let me tell you something, you reap what you sow. So you don't do right by people, I don't give a doggone what state they're in right now. God still has the power to deliver. God has the power to set that person free. You can go from the pit to the palace. Good God, from glory. You hear what I say? And you have all the power to do it. Huh? Let me tell you something. Listen, I go to church now, but listen to me. It took me to go through some dark, dark places. You hear what I say? My pastor knew me before I said I wanted to give my life to Christ. You see what I'm saying? Took me to them and him and his wife. You feel what I'm saying? So you have to show that agape love. It made me trust the church again. You see what I'm saying? But you got to get around some real people who going to love you through some serious situations, man. You understand? Find you some real people. And don't be discouraged. The church talked about you and they treat you some type of way. Listen, I understand. I love you today, man. I want you to know you are loved by it. Listen, you are loved by a God who loves you. I'm talking about he's so in love with you. You hear what I say? I'm so glad because I've been in so many places and I've lost so many things and friends don't talk to me no more. They say, oh, well, I heard this and this ain't what I heard and they don't even know my story. You see what I'm saying? But that's okay. Because what God has for me, baby, it is for me. If they don't call me, they don't see about me, baby, I'm good. Because I serve a God that looks high and listen, and looks low. God from glory, who takes care of Jamisha Nicole McCray. You hear what I say? I'm grateful today. I just want to give you that word today, and I hope that it encourages you. I hope that it hits your heart today, man. That listen to me. You are loved. You are loved by a real and true God. Good God from glory. Blessings to y'all.
Yes. And I hope this at least works for you and that it means something to you. It's a very interesting piece that I wanted to share, and I hope that it was not shared in vain. And that replaces our entertainment piece for tonight. Now we've got the National Report.
Prime Minister commends healthcare workers for ongoing sacrifices, but cites need for change in management structure. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, October 23rd, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell has commended workers in the healthcare sector for their ongoing sacrifices. Engaging with workers Monday afternoon in a meeting at the General Hospital that lasted 2.5 hours, Dr. Mitchell applauded the general level of care delivered by health professionals and acknowledged the personal sacrifices made by many. He called on the workers to be their brother's keeper and call out colleagues who contribute to the negative public perception of healthcare in Grenada. Dr. Mitchell also cited the need for a change in the management structure of the health sector. The attrition of healthcare workers is one of the biggest problems facing the sector. It is estimated that about 45 persons have left the system since July 2018. The workers present had several recommendations on how to stem the departure of their colleagues, including increased remuneration, extending the contract period, upgrading equipment, and improving working conditions. The lack of equipment in some areas and the need to upgrade existing equipment were also major talking points. Dr. Mitchell reiterated the need for a collaborative approach to making improvements in the health sector. and he reaffirmed the government's commitment to working in partnership. The Attorney General's Chambers and the Ministry of Legal Affairs are considering an amendment to remove the oral preliminary inquiry for legal matters dealing with serious offences. Addressing the government's weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Attorney General Dashan Ramdani pointed out that oral hearings can create a real opportunity for delay. The AG says they are also looking at amendments to remove corroboration requirements for young children. He says since the start of the year, the AG's Chambers and the Legal Affairs Ministry made a conscious decision to continuously assess the current laws of the country, and those who have followed the changes will appreciate that many important aspects of the criminal laws were addressed.
In 2012, in answering public concern, Parliament increased those specific penalties to a maximum of 30 years imprisonment for defilement of a child under 13 years and 15 years maximum when the offense was committed against a child over 13 and less than 16. You will also recall that rape was another offense where the penalty was increased in 2012. Before 2012, rape was punishable by a maximum imprisonment of 15 years. In 2012, this was increased to a maximum of 30 years imprisonment. In fact, the 2012 amendment expanded the definition of rape to make it possible for a woman to also be guilty of such an offense.
Mr. Ramdani noted that prior to 2012, indecent assault was an indictable offense only, and there were no power vested in the magistrate to try such an offense. On trial in the High Court, it carried a maximum of 5 years imprisonment. However, in 2012, it was considered by stakeholders that indecent assault, having regard to various ways in which it could be committed in terms of seriousness, could be, in some instances, properly dealt with by a magistrate.
It was recognized that if a magistrate would be given such a power, many of these offenses would be dealt with in a very expeditious manner, rather than last several years through the court process, thereby saving children and victims of having to go through the trauma of being in the courtrooms for such a lengthy period. I'm not at all suggesting that in some cases that it doesn't deserve going to the High Court. Now, while efforts were being taken to reduce trial times over the years, Parliament has given this new jurisdiction. Now, indecent assault can be tried summarily, punishable by the same maximum of 5 years that a judge could have once given for the offense.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
Grenada, it's coming as the Ministry of Youth, Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts brings to you National Youth Week 2019, and it's one full week of activities, vibes and action as the nation turns their attention on the nation's youth. And it's from Saturday, October 19 till Saturday, November 2nd under the theme Embracing Opportunities, Sowing Higher. October 19th and 20th, National Community Service Weekend, island-wide. October 26th, Health Walk and Ministers Address. October 28th, Youth Vibe. October 29th, St. John's Youth Parliament. October 30th, Job Fair and Career Day. October 31st, Fun Nights. November 1st, Discovering Talents and Expo. November 2nd, it's National Youth Award. Sunday, November 3rd, Ecumenical Service and Peace Concert. So urging everyone to be a part of Youth Week 2019, October 19th to November 2nd.
Welcome back. The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority is working with the Ministry of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs to rehabilitate the Dumfries landfill. For years, residents have complained about the stench and the health hazards posed by the area. Minister for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs Honorable Kendra Mathurin Stewart says the Solid Waste Management Authority is working with the ministry to clear, clean and fence off the landfill. She says a policy will be developed for the new disposal site at the completion of rehabilitation in February 2020.
The first phase is the debushing of the landfill and the removal of the metal waste therefrom. I can tell you now that is ongoing. At present, an area is cleared for stockpiling of those materials which will be crushed and, of course, buried. The second phase involves the restructuring of the landfill and, of course, the construction of berms. With the third phase, we will see the fencing of the perimeter of the landfill, and the fourth phase will be to implement and communicate our new disposal policy as it relates to the landfill.
Minister Matthew Stewart is optimistic that upon completion, residents will be able to breathe and live comfortably.
The persons in the neighboring villages have complained for years about the infestation of rats, of flies and other insects, and so I'm very happy that this is a project that have started, and very soon the people in that particular area and the entire people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique will be relieved of that embarrassing situation.
Finally, in the news, local farmers will again be able to purchase fertilizers from the Kingdom of Morocco at a subsidized cost. Grenada has received more than 3,000 bags of fertilizer to be given to farmers at a cost-effective rate. Details in this report by Mina Booker, Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture.
Morocco, one of the world's largest fertilizer producers, has provided 3,600 bags of fertilizers to the government of Grenada to assist in alleviating some of the problems faced by local farmers. The provision of fertilizer to the government of Grenada is an annual initiative by the Kingdom of Morocco. The fertilizer donation, according to Chief Agricultural Officer Mr. Daniel Lewis, is among initiatives added to the Kingdom of Morocco's soil fertility project and capacity building efforts as it continues to support the government and people of Grenada.
We always indicate to them that should they send phosphate-based fertilizer, should be as minimum as possible, and that has been the case in the last consignment we got. So far we had 4 consignments of fertilizer from the Kingdom of Morocco. The last consignment we got just about 3 weeks ago, and it consisted of 3,600 bags, and the major formulation was the 15-15. We had over 50% of that, which was about 1,867. We had 701 bags of 12-24-12, that's another formulation, and also some triple superphosphate, which was only 182 bags. And we had some monoammonium and diammonium phosphates. And we have a new formulation, NPS-ZN, so that formulation have no potassium, NPS, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur, with a small content of zinc. So basically, the ministry is absolutely delighted, to have that consignment.
While the Ministry of Agriculture is delighted to welcome another consignment of fertilizer from the Kingdom of Morocco, agronomist Alison Haynes sought to allay any fears linked with phosphate levels of these fertilizers and cadmium uptake by cocoa. Cadmium is a heavy metal that can reach the soil naturally or by other activities.
They could recommend, as I said, that you but for other crops, other vegetable root crops like carrots, your
Alright, there seemed to be some issue with that story there, so we were going to use this as an opportunity to end the national report for tonight. And of course, we would like to thank everybody who joined us for the national report, and we endeavor to have another program for you that will be tomorrow, God's willing. Let's take a quick look at the weather and see what's happening. Of course, the weather is submitted by the Met Office at the Morris Bishop International Airport. We've been having some very interesting weather lately. Yes. And for tonight, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with a medium chance of some brief showers. Now, winds are not easterly to east southeasterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas slight, waves up to 4 feet in open waters. And sun is going to rise tomorrow just around 5:58 a.m. And so folks, that's your weather report for tonight. We have run out of time. Thank you for watching Those of you who are on WPG10, thank you for watching. Those of you who are on Facebook, we'd like to say thank you. YouTube, thank you again. All of you, we love you, and we appreciate your company all the time. All the regular viewers, thank you. I cannot individually call your names. Listen, I owe you guys. I know that, all right? For the names I'm not able to call, we will make that up. God bless you. Have a great one. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say, Ja, no. Good night, everyone.